championships. All my records go hard. This a champion.
It is loud and it is wet here, Coach, as we welcome you inside CenturyLink Field on a patented rainy afternoon in Seattle, Washington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
Come on, fellas. Ready? Watching the ball. Look at me. Go.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I step like I'm Dino. Think I'm part Italian. Blame that on Gino. Smells like the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. Fettuccine with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why you treat my men good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way. Cause my bros on the way. I got stones on my gold, I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Said I'm getting thick, so I put it on display.
With this round, I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when I breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak. I'm sick in the head. Come on, come on. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Double cut. Rock it. Speed grip.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On first and 10, Loletta. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Timmy Jernigan. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
It's second down.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack.
Defense all day. Mike, two. Watch two. Watch two. Oh, yeah. And hard. Slam. Hey, lock it. Watch the ship. Hey, watch two.
Back to throw, Loletta. And it's a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
Alert. Check. One foot. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Go down. 56. Mott's 56. Hey, guys, listen. You ain't got nothing. Say. Switch. 14.
Play action. Now Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
53's the Mike. 53.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Let's go double count right here. Double count. 4 down. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Oh, trot. Hey, we got Mike, number 2.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
280. Check 53.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Here we go. 60 out, long. Now. Get him. You got it. Go. Leo. Check. Ready.
Lauletta on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a give running right. It's Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
19. 56. Mike. 14. 56.
On second and a yard. Wilson is going to let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd and short. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. The Chargers have scored again, so they open up a 2-touchdown lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Check my 50. What we got? Healer. He's checking. Crash. Hey, 0. Motion. Mike 50. Alert. Okay, just like that. Mike 50. got you, boy. I got you.
Throwing again. Wilson. And this one's incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, and now it's third down.
Incomplete. Brings up third down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Robinson's got it. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Now, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Here we go. Go. Smooth. Mike 2. Mike 2. All day, dog. Mike 2. Watch it go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lauletta. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Lauletta, he'll look to throw. And Diggs has it. And they work this out past the 25. First grab so far for Diggs. It's a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch safety creep. Go out. Safety's creeping. Check.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Hey, exit. Choose the right. On. Look at me. Go. Check. Switch. Deuce. Shoot.
From the gun, here's Lauletta. Wide open receiver complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Watch out. Topper. Under 10. Alert flare.
Back to the ground, Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 12 on the Seahawks 44-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
Fair. Hard. Watch twist. Now.
A shotgun snap to Lauletta. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration. You'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Waiting. Check. 53's mark. One left. Rush in. Alert 3.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to air one out. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's second down.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Around the NFL, we've got a second quarter score. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout.
Mike 5-4. Ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive?
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
Break. 315. 54 Mike. Check. Alert.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. They find some open field here. He's at the 40. Past the 20. A big play there just before halftime. 66 yards for him on the ground. So close. Couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to the 1. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement. Go back to the bench. No way. I'm not coming out of this game. I got it down to the 1-yard line. I want to carry it in.
We'll see if they reward him on this next play. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run it in with Jones. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
53, Mike 53. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. That's complete. It's Bell. It'll go as a loss of a yard on what should be the final play of the first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to...
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danny Shelton muscles his way in for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Jim. Hey, 0. Hey, easy,
Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, one set. Check, Mike. I'm set. Mike, 54. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Yeah. You don't want none. Bang out. Bam.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
14.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Seattle. 48 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'll go special.
They'll run it with Jones. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Jack. Wide.
They'll go again to Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Brings up 3rd down and 6.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great. But you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you've got to score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals, great now, or if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board and get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They run again on first down. Cook. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Go. Squeeze. Leo. 5. 24. You get it.
Now it's Lauletta. Trying to lay one up deep. And this will be caught at the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
Ready.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 24-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Pull it high. Bang. Sam off.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
A loss of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Got it.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hey, Haywood. You're out.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go. 50, plant. Look at me. Go. Rock it. Bravo. Tight dog. Whip.
Throwing on 3rd down, Lauletta. And he's able to find Diggs. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Watch twist. Let's go double count right here.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
56.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 48-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Cut, 51, 90, 56, check, 56, 14, 14, got it. Screen. Off. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Tempo. Start.
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check pass.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Jones. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
That's the way. 53 is the mark. 53 is the mark. Here we go, D. Here I come. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. All day, pump.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Cook. Well, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
2nd and 11 now. Lauletta. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Let's go. 90, Wolf. Go on.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They run it again with Cook. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Cook running right. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out.
Mike 54. Four down.
Now Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the Seahawks on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
It's 4th down.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go, Mike. 50. Here we go.
One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball